episode 8 of the Shootaround Podcast. My name is Josh.
My name is Mac.
And today we are going to go through a bunch of different things about, NBA-related things.
Yep, of course.
Talking plenty about the Nets again, because you guys love when we talk about the Nets.
Everyone does.
But Mac, do you want to run us through the socials first?
Absolutely, I'd love to. So you can find us on Facebook and YouTube at the Shootaround Podcast. You just type it in, you'll find us. On Twitter and Instagram, we're at Shootaround Pod. And on TikTok, key distinction here, we're at Shootaround NBA Pod. So go find us on there. We love to interact with our fans and anybody who's not a fan even.
There's plenty of them.
Plenty of them, yep. Got the hater count growing.
Yeah.
But yeah, give us a shout and we'll reach back out to you as soon as we can. And tell all your friends about us as well. We love all the interactions, all the stuff that comes with that. So let us know how you think or what you think of the podcast. Not really any news so far this week overall. I mean, there's been a few more isolation protocol things happening, a few more games postponed, unfortunately. So I think the NBA is still trying to get grips on what to do with that. It's kind of a learning process, so hopefully they can get that sorted.
Yeah.
Ultimately, the player safety is the most important, of course, and everyone around them, family, friends, etc. So hopefully that works out. But yeah, we'll start off here this week with a bit of Nets talk. So it's been a week roughly since they made the trade. And what have you thought so far, Josh?
Yeah, nah.
A big yeah, nah. That's a pretty good stamp of disapproval.
Nah, that ain't it.
That ain't it? Okay.
Nope.
Did you have any specific thoughts, or you're just out?
Quit.
Just quit.
Yeah.
Okay. Force quit.
Trade Kyrie.
Yeah, just force quit that app.
Trade Kyrie.
Hashtag trade Kyrie.
Yeah. Get rid of him.
Josh is a noted Kyrie non-fan for many different reasons, which I understand. I think they can make it work, but right now I'm not impressed either. I mean, it's only been 3-4 games, so they have a bit of a learning curve amongst themselves to get on the same page.
There's a long way to go.
The team hasn't been filled out yet either, so all the pieces aren't there yet. We might see some more trades from them anyway, so who knows? I thought Durant and Harden, when they were playing together without Kyrie, was actually a pretty good fit. They didn't really step on each other's toes. Harden is a pretty good fit at point guard to me because he knows what to do with the ball, and he can get Durant in the right spots and what have you within that offense. I do think they'll figure it out offensively. It really comes down to defensive concerns for me. So we'll see how that goes throughout the season. And if they figure out a good scheme to defend teams and protect the basket. Because a lot of teams are scoring on them, like at will. But yeah, so the Nets were a little bit underwhelming this week overall. I had higher expectations from them, but we'll see what happens. Moving on, I just wanted to give a special shout out to Jeremy Grant, who has, I scathingly said he was the 8th worst contract in the NBA.
I really hated that pickup too. I went really hard on Detroit, questioning all their off-season moves.
I mean, you have every right to. That one particularly was weird, but I think so far this season he's actually justified it really well. He sent us a scathing email saying, "Watch this." Yeah. Regards, Jeremy Grant.
Yep.
And he's been on fire since then. He's been Detroit's best player.
Yeah.
Which isn't necessarily saying a lot because they don't have a high amount of talent, but he's been really good.
I think it leads into your next point you've got there. Why Jeremy Grant has been so good.
Well, there's been a bit of a void overall because their best player, Blake Griffin, has been a bit absent overall, or maybe what we expected. He's been averaging, I think, about 13 points a game.
Yeah.
He hasn't really been the Blake Griffin we come to love and expect to see. He seems checked out almost, like he doesn't want to play.
Completely different player.
Yeah.
Completely different.
It's really weird. He's very passive. He's happy to just kind of stand in the corner and be a spot-up shooter now. So
he's still getting doubled. When they were playing the Heat, he still draws a lot of attention on.
I think that's a reputation thing.
It might be,
but it's not like he's actually going to dominate the game now. Like he doesn't have that same will to dominate. I don't think he has the same passion anymore. It's really weird to watch. That's all right.
Yeah. He seems to be happy to settle for jumpers, and his percentages reflect that. Just doesn't seem to want to, put his foot forward and drive to the rim. happy to take fadeaway mid-range shots.
Yeah.
It's just not there.
Yeah, that team has a lot of sorting out to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to Jeremy Grant. He's really proven me wrong, particularly. I know you didn't like the trade either, or the signing either, but he's
no, he has. He's
been exciting.
He shut me up.
Yeah.
He's been really good, Jeremy Grant. And look, I think both teams won their power forward center swap. You know, with the Nuggets leaving that void there has opened up Nikola Jokic, and bringing in Jeremy Grant for
the Pistons
has been a win for them.
Yeah.
And then looking, even deeper into that, the Pistons letting go of Christian Wood has opened his game up for the Rockets. So, that's kind of a win all round for all parties involved. But yeah, that's what we have to say about the Pistons this week.
Yeah, so I just had a fun fact for everyone, including you, Josh. So I was listening to the Rogue Bogues podcast, which is hosted by Andrew Bogut, a legendary Australian basketball player. He's talking about his basketball journey through, obviously, when he was growing up in Australia as an immigrant from Serbia and what have you. And so he moved on to play for the Victoria Titans, the basketball club in Victoria, the state. And he was coached by Brian Goorjian at the time. And there was a Canadian coach that came over from Victoria, BC, named Ken Shields. He actually has the most wins in Canadian inter-university sports men's basketball history with the University of Victoria. So pretty good resume just off of that. But he went from one Victoria to the other, and he met up with Goorjian. He obviously met up with Bogut as well. And Ken Shields had a relationship with Rick Majerus, who was the coach at Utah, where Andrew Bogut ended up playing. So one thing led to another. Andrew Bogut made it to college in the United States, went on to become the number 1 pick in the draft. So on behalf of Canada and Ken Shields, you're welcome. That's something that we do for people. We just like to help our fellow brothers out.
Thanks.
So you're welcome.
Thank you, Canada, and thank you, Ken Shields.
Yes.
For bringing us Australia's best big man.
Yeah. He's done well. All right. So that was a little fun fact for you guys. Now, hot take of the week. Do you want to go first, Josh? I'll go first. Okay.
You go first. Sorry, I don't know why. I just started yawning and can't stop. I don't know what it is.
Somehow it's not contagious to me.
Yeah.
Luckily. So Blake Griffin is going to opt out of his player option next season for $38 million. And I believe this is going to happen because based on what we were just talking about, I don't think he wants to play in Detroit anymore. I think he's checked out. He looks really worse for wear out there. He's very passive, like we said. I think he wants to go somewhere else and actually be happy playing. If not, moving on from basketball altogether. He actually has a side career as a comedian. He's actually pretty funny. So I think he's got a few other things on his mind at this time. And one of those things is not competing and trying to get Detroit to be a better team. So I think he'll actually opt out in a shocker and move on from that team.
I think he'll just retire.
Wow. Okay.
Watching him play this season, he doesn't want to be on the court.
He seems so out of it.
And I don't want to speak for him because it's, you listen to NBA players talk all the time about us not understanding what they're going through. I'm saying us because, in the situation we're in, we find ourselves speaking for players a lot. And I don't want to speak for him. Or I just want to say that I think, my personal opinion, watching him play is that he doesn't want to play basketball. And I could be wrong. And I don't want to, put those words into his mouth.
That's fair.
But yeah, he there's more important things than playing basketball. And if Blake Griffin has his mind elsewhere, he should be allowed to pursue other things and turn down a $35 million contract. No problems, no questions asked, because that's his decision.
Absolutely.
And, that's for the benefit of Detroit basketball, for the benefit of Blake Griffin and his happiness. He doesn't seem happy to me, and again, could be wrong. And he could, blow up at people for saying that he's not happy. But 0 dunks on the season. His percentages are poor, and all his numbers are down across the board.
Absolutely.
It just looks like he's happy to play on the sideline and contribute in a different way. And he might have a career in coaching,
Maybe.
He might move into coaching.
He's got a good mind.
Into player development.
Good
he
basketball
might go
mind.
back to college to coach down there. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
Let's speculate all we want. But
It seems up in the air at this point.
Blake Griffin doesn't look like he wants to be playing NBA basketball right now.
Definitely not. I think the biggest problem is he's in Detroit, which is hasn't been a very successful franchise. They suffer through some pretty poor winters where it's very cold, obviously. So that plus Dwayne Casey as the coach and that team culture doesn't seem to fit him or his trajectory for the rest of his career. I can see him moving on for sure. And opting out is a pretty hot take of especially $38 million. You're not going to get that level of contract again in your life, but it's only one more season. I think he can sign a longer contract overall for roughly the same number total, but that remains to be seen as well. So I think he's going to opt out. What was your hot take of the week, Josh?
My hot take is that Zach Lavine, the Bulls shooting guard, their top scorer, will be on the Warriors by the trade deadline.
Ooh, I like that. Could you elaborate?
I think that the Warriors will be looking to move off Wiggins or Kelly Oubre.
Maybe. I'm sure Bob Myers has considered moving on from Kelly Oubre.
Yeah. When you have, picks that, you're happy to move off of, and there's also, players like Eric Pascal, who would be a good asset and a good trade piece for them. But he contributed 19 off the bench last night and was actually really, really good.
Yeah, he's a solid player.
Lost to the Knicks, but he was really good. So, look, they need to make a move, the Warriors, to make the playoffs and be successful in the playoffs. And I think this could be the move that they make. That's my hot take. And that's the way I think they'll go. They'll look to add another scorer and a lethal scorer in Zach Lavine.
Okay. I kind of like that one because I think that would be a good team for him to flourish on in a backcourt next to Curry. I do think that if you bring Klay back, it makes you'd obviously have a lot of shooting, but the defense might be a bit suspect. I don't know how Levine's defensive chops are, but maybe he'll flourish in that team. That's an interesting trade prospect. So, I mean, I want Lavine to go somewhere else anyway. I think he's due for a fresh start. The Bulls, it's just been a disaster for the last few years, as everyone probably knows, with Garpax. Thankfully, they've moved on. But yeah, Lavine to the Warriors. Very interesting.
That's my take.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, performance of the week. Who you got?
I think we got the same one here.
Do we?
And if you don't, then I'd be shocked.
Who you got?
Collin Sexton, 42-point double overtime.
He murdered the Nets.
That's a murder.
He murdered. Strong R. Yeah.
He was unbelievable. Interesting fact about Collin Sexton in that game.
Okay.
He was wearing Kyrie Irving's old number for the Cavaliers.
Okay.
He was wearing Kyrie Irving's shoes in a Kyrie Irving tribute game.
Wow.
And he dropped 42 points and beat Kyrie Irving.
And he was clutch, which is Kyrie's MO.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
Cleveland's got a good one.
They definitely, this is probably their best draft pick ever, aside from
LeBron might
aside
have
from
some
the
thoughts.
King. This is their best draft pick since the King. They haven't really. Look, I won't even say Kyrie Irving because Kyrie left.
Well, look, you're also disrespecting Anthony Bennett, but I'll allow it.
Look, that's contentious. I'll say in the last.
No, it's been a great pick for them, no doubt.
I don't know how many years. This has been
5
their
years.
best pick in a long time.
At least
Let's
5
just
years.
say a long time.
Yeah.
So Collin Sexton looks really, really good. He's come a long way from his rookie season where there were a lot of question marks about him. I think now it's obvious that the Cavaliers need to make a decision between him and Garland because you can't have them on the court at the same time.
Yep.
So you move from Garland, keep Sexton, try and pick up some draft assets or move him for a player that can, help Collin Sexton develop.
A better fit in the backcourt.
I don't know who you'd add there. Sexton can probably play a roaming two as well as, your point guard. You obviously want the ball in his hands more often than not.
Yeah.
So adding a catch and shoot kind of guy would help him a lot. Maybe Joe Harris. But yeah, how you end up with him, I don't know what the Nets do there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, it's interesting because the Cavaliers have they've been experimenting with Operation Sexland, Darius Garland and Collin Sexton together. They're undersized. Collin Sexton plays bigger than his 6'1", 6'2" stature. So that helps, obviously, but it's a bit of a limitation. So I think they add someone with more size to help defensively. But yeah, I mean, he had the performance of the week because he dropped 42 on the Nets in Kyrie's debut, like you said. In a sort of a tribute game to Kyrie, he was drilling threes in overtime. He had 20 straight at the end of regulation.
He just put the team on his back.
Yeah, it was unreal.
For a kid that age to go up against three of the greatest scorers of all time and outscore them all individually, not as a collective, and to outscore them all is, you know, a testament to how good Collin Sexton is and how good he could be.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the Nets need to make some moves to build around Sexton. I think that's very clear now.
Absolutely, yeah. So, 1 Tim Tam to Collin Sexton. Give us an email. We'll send that to you.
Two? Yeah. One each.
Yeah, I mean, he did pretty well. We'll give him 2.
All right. What's your play of the week?
Okay, so play of the week. Zion dunking all over Chimezi Metu. Don't know if I said his name right. Forgive me, Mr. Metu. But
Mewtwo.
Zion,
I believe it's Mewtwo, like the
Pokemon?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not. That was a joke. I'm sorry.
We are butchering Mr. Metu. So he dunked all over him. It was the first notable dunk, I believe, of the season for Zion.
Yep.
And I can't believe it's taken this long, given the offseason where he had some time to get healthy and get right. He's been playing extremely well.
Yeah.
I just expect more highlight dunks out of him.
Yeah.
And it's almost like he's holding himself back. So to see him basically get the ball, sort of a pump fake, step fake, and then go into the lane and just rise up above the world, it seemed like, and dunk all over him, that was exciting. So that was a great dunk to watch. I want to see a lot more of that from Zion.
Yeah, he really has a lot of potential. And there was... I forget who said it. I've been trying to think about it since you brought up Zion. Someone said that he should be averaging 40 minutes per game.
Oh, God.
Do you know who that was?
Karl Malone said that.
Karl Malone.
I actually have some thoughts on that.
That's wrong. Your age does not define how many minutes you should play, and his career longevity defines how long he should be playing, and he decides that with the coaching staff. There are a lot of weapons on that Pelicans team, so Zion doesn't need to carry the team.
Yep.
If anything, that's Brandon Ingram's job right now as the senior player on the roster. Zion is going to be, you know, one of the league's greatest players if he can stay healthy.
Yeah.
I think he's at the point now where you kind of expect a lot of him, and he might drop 20 and 11, and you'll kind of go, oh, well, that was okay, but there's more there. And you're right.
It feels like 75%.
If he makes the playoffs, I think we'll see the real Zion Williamson and what he's capable of. I think throughout the season he's pacing himself, which is smart. I don't know what everyone's issue is here.
I like that take where the playoffs will be where he shows up.
100%. Yeah, 100%. A little bit like LeBron, where LeBron activates his playoff mode. Then again, LeBron has been in the league forever.
Yeah.
So LeBron can play at a level where, you know, he impacts winning in other ways. He doesn't have to make those highlight dunks. He might take a step back three that wins the game, and that's LeBron's contribution.
Yeah.
But Zion is a different breed, and I think we'll see the best of Zion later in the season / playoffs.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I just wanted to say a side note to Karl Malone. Just go back to fishing and hunting and yelling at clouds like an old crusty man that you are.
Please.
Playing Zion 40 minutes a game benefits nobody.
Yeah.
That's why he doesn't play 40 minutes a game.
Correct.
So keep it to yourself. We're not going to see that.
Please.
This is advice to even just future retirees, players.
Shaq.
Yeah, Shaq.
Especially.
He runs his mouth a lot, obviously.
Yeah.
Anyone's going to shut him up.
You saw what he said about Donovan yesterday?
I missed that.
He had a go at Donovan Mitchell. He said, I don't think you have what it takes to take your game to the next level. Basically saying that he's a playoff fraud.
That's weird.
Which was really strange to say in the regular season with no context on the playoffs.
Yeah.
But to also say that to someone who had just won his team another game. They've won 7 straight now. So it doesn't make any sense to me. It just...
Yeah, I don't know where that came
just
from.
coming across as old and out of touch.
Yeah, I think him and Karl Malone got together and said, you know what? Let's set Twitter on fire with some randomness.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Keep it to yourself as well,
Please.
Shaq. Even though it's not going to happen, no one's going to shut Shaq up. But just keep it to yourself.
My play of the week.
Yep.
Cole Anthony's buzzer beater against the Timberwolves.
Carl Anthony.
Cole
Anthony. Sorry, yeah, that's right.
That's my accent.
I'll
do it again.
because he played the Timberwolves. Yeah, I got confused there.
Okay. My player of the week.
Yep.
Cole Anthony's buzzer beater against the Timberwolves.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
It was improbable.
Yes.
It shouldn't have gone in. It didn't even touch the sides, and
it was a nice shot.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was nice.
So there was 4 seconds on the clock when he got the ball, the inbound, and ran up the other side of the court.
Yeah.
Was falling and took the shot off balance,
All
falling
net.
out of bounds, and all net.
All net. And the net, I think the Magic had been on a losing streak as well, so that really boosted them.
And he was only on 10 points. To have the confidence on 10 points, playing 30 minutes, not shooting very well all game, looked like he was out of position a lot, to then take that shot is, that just a testament to Cole Anthony.
Amazing, yeah.
And how much confidence that kid has. Really good shot, beautiful play. That shows you the potential of Cole Anthony, I think.
Yeah, he's a good leader, and he's had to step in with Marco Fultz going down. So
yeah,
he was already good off the bench, but I believe he's been starting for them now. So good for him.
Yeah.
Excited to see that. All right, cool. So now it's time for Trash of the Week. Who do you got, Josh?
I have Giannis.
What did he do?
His 9 turnovers.
Oh, okay.
2 air balls.
Ooh.
And fouled out.
Yikes.
In a all-round, that's a triple-double performance by Giannis. But he still put up 25 and 11. So, I don't know. This one was tough to me to put a trash play together without, showing Giannis and his performance last night against the Lakers.
Yeah.
They were dominated by the Lakers from the tip. AD and LeBron just had their way all game. And Giannis broke his career record for turnovers in a half. He had 7 turnovers in the first half.
That's pretty good.
And was just taking terrible, terrible shots. He pulled up from 3 in the first quarter and drilled a 3. And from that point, that's all he wanted to do was take mid-range shots and pull up from 3. And it wasn't working. Was not working.
Yeah.
So it was bad. It was bad.
Interesting point about Giannis. I think it was Zach Lowe said that he said he believes Giannis fits more. He's more likely to be successful if he plays the Anthony Davis role versus the LeBron role.
I saw this morning.
Which makes so much sense.
Yeah.
I never looked at it like that.
Yeah.
Leave the ball handling and the perimeter stuff to Middleton or Holiday, or whoever the guy
even
is.
Augustine. Seriously, when Augustine came on the floor yesterday, their offensive production and efficiency went way up.
Yeah.
Because they had a point guard on the floor.
Somebody who should be handling the rock.
Exactly.
Yep.
And the same thing when Drew Holiday was taking shots, his mid-range shots were open.
Mm-hmm.
They were when the defense was looking to Giannis. Middleton had a bad game yesterday too. So this isn't all on Giannis. He had some trash plays though. So I couldn't not say that it wasn't trash.
That's pretty bad, yeah. All right, well, my trash of the week was more specific. D'Angelo Russell, in a game against the Hawks that they lost, in the last 10 seconds, he forced a jump ball. So DeAndre Hunter grabbed like a rebound off somebody's, I think it was another air ball, and D'Angelo Russell comes in, full sprint, forces a jump ball with less than 10 seconds. Not only is that a dumb play because you're about to lose by more than 8-9 points or whatever, he also didn't jump on the tip-off. So he forced a jump ball for no reason.
Yeah.
He just said, all right, I'm out of here.
It's classic D-Russ.
I was so confused by it. That was an absolute trash play.
Yeah.
It really bothers me when players are fake playing hard at the end.
Yeah.
Chasing after the ball. You see sometimes where in the last 10 seconds a guy might have the ball and he's just holding it to be respectful, let the clock play out. But then someone from the other team comes around and pokes it away and they're running with the ball. Like, what are you doing? Just hang out, let the game end, let bygones be bygones. You don't have to continue playing so hard to prove a point to anybody.
Yep.
You just look like a fool. So that's my take on that. That was the trash play of the week.
Yep.
I wasn't impressed by that.
That's D-Russ.
Yeah.
Classic D-Russ.
He's good at that.
Yeah.
All right.
We should actually book in for next week a chat about the Timberwolves and have a full-on discussion about what they need to do with that franchise.
Okay.
Moving on.
I'm in.
Yeah, I don't like them. Basically, I don't like anything they've done. I don't like what they're doing, and their future looks pretty bleak. All right. Move on to Homer Corner.
Yes, Homer Corner. All right. So, obviously, I'll lead us out here. I'm not worried about the start of the season this far for the Raptors.
Okay.
I honestly believe we're still a championship contender. The 2019 championship confidence is a stain that you can't wipe off.
Okay.
We're going to get it together. Nick Nurse is the man. Look, this team has every tool that it needs to make a deep run in the playoffs. We just need a couple wins to get rolling. We got a good one today against Miami, so that's good. Shout out to Miami.
Missing Jimmy Butler and still could only beat us by 8. Keep going.
No, we're good. And the reason we sucked is because of Alex Len. Like, it's really crystal clear. I don't see any other reason for it. Since we've cut him, we beat Miami. So there you go. That says a lot.
Aaron Baines is playing better.
Yeah, it's good to see. I expected a lot more out of him, but yeah, he's looking more like an MVP candidate now. Thank you, Aaron.
Yep.
Basically, yeah, like we're still the number one threat in the East.
Yeah.
I just wanted to borrow a quote from great Canadian basketball player Tristan Thompson.
Yep.
The East still runs through Toronto because, like I said, we have all the tools to make a deep run. And look, it's only a matter of time before Pascal Siakam gets back to scoring about 30 points a game. He has all the skills.
Yep.
He has all the spiciness.
Yep.
He's going to start sprinkling a bit of spice in there and getting up there in the scoring leaders. And look, Chris Boucher has been the most improved. Oh, sorry, that was a misspell. The most valuable player in the league so far this year. Yep. He's averaging 16 points, 7 rebounds. He's shooting 60% from the field, 46% from 3, and 78% from the free throw line. He's third in player efficiency rating. He's second in effective field goal percentage, and he's first in true shooting percentage. Who's better than Chris Boucher? Nobody. Bloc Québécois reigns supreme. He's looking like the best contract in the league. What do you think? You
when
must
does
agree.
this segment end?
You must agree. That silence generally means agreement from Josh because he's speechless.
Oh, God.
Anyway, the Raptors are coming for you, whoever you are. Please be aware. Also, I just wanted to triple down on OG Anunoby being arguably the most important player on the Raptors this season. He's third in the league in steals. He can guard 1 through 5, and he's played the 5 effectively for the team. So keep an eye out for OG to have a continuously big role on this team. Yeah.
Do you want to run through anyone else on that roster?
No, we're good.
Matt Thomas?
No, Matt Thomas, I mean, he's the best shooter in the league, but we don't have to mention him.
Duncan
No.
is the best shooter in the league.
I don't think so. I think Matt E.T. is the man.
I think after that garbage, I'm going to have to go get my hat.
I think you should.
All right. This is my Homer Corner hat this week. This hat is a tribute to my co-host, Mac.
All right.
Perfect.
All right. I love it.
This is Homer Corner. I'm personally a very big Miami Heat fan, if you didn't know. And my Homer Corner take this week is that Bam Adebayo would beat 99% of the NBA in a one-on-one game. Book it.
Wow.
Anytime he comes up one-on-one against a player, he's winning. Don't care who it is. Jordan, prime Jordan, easy.
Jordan
Nothing.
Clarkson?
No. Michael Jordan.
Oh, Michael Jordan. Okay.
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jeffrey Jordan?
Number 23, Michael Jordan.
Jordan Hill?
No.
Okay.
Nope. Bam Adebayo, the only player that he would struggle against is Duncan Robinson. So that's why it's 99%.
Look, Duncan's good.
Duncan is this year's MVP.
Whoa.
I think if you look at his numbers and his efficiency on court, he is the best white guy in the NBA, full stop. He is the most valuable white player in the NBA.
Look,
the MVWP.
I can't even argue that.
Yeah. I also wanted to say that Jimmy Butler, when he comes back, will instantly get into MVP conversation. I think the MVP conversation should just be Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler, and Duncan Robinson.
Wow.
That's the Heat's big three. We don't need Bradley Beal. Who needs Bradley Beal when you have Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero? Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson together would be the white Bradley Beal.
Whoa.
They would be. And listen, if you put Duncan's three-point shot on Michael Jordan, how much better would Michael Jordan be?
Incrementally.
He would be the greatest player of all time.
That's an improvement. That's good to hear.
And listen, if LeBron James had Bam Adebayo's ability to get to the basket, he would be the best scorer of all time.
Who are you?
that's Homer Corner for this week. Thank you for listening to Homer Corner.
Cheers.
We know it's hard to listen to, but we appreciate you.
Awesome. All right.
It's weird. It felt out of body experience.
It feels good.
It does.
It feels good to get it off your
Feels
chest.
good.
All
Does
these
feel good.
these are real thoughts, like shower thoughts,
Yeah, they are.
or like alcohol.
I might
bringing
have
out
to
your-
blur that hat.
Yeah, we'll work.
We'll save the actual logo for Instagram, I think.
I appreciate the tribute though. That was cool.
Yeah.
All right. It's time for a very popular segment now. We love to do this as well. It's called Who Would You Rather?
I love this.
Yeah.
Love it.
All right. So I'm going to lead us out here, one that's not actually listed, because I wanted to ask you before.
Yeah.
Would you rather the Pistons' future or the Timberwolves' future?
Pistons. 100%. Not even close.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not even close.
I would probably take the Timberwolves because the talent is already there and established, but the Pistons do have some nice young pieces. So
They do.
There is an argument there.
Sadiq Bey looks really good.
Yeah.
They've also got that Isaiah Joe, who's
Isaiah
really
Isaiah
good
Joe, yep.
shooter. Really good shooter. And then they've got Killian Hayes.
I like him.
Who has a long way to go, but he looks pretty good.
Yeah,
to
he's
start
pretty
his
good.
career.
Yeah.
And they have some trade assets. I think Jeremy Grant is increasing his trade value every day. Plumlee looks really, really good. I don't know whether it's Miles or Mason or the other guy that is a Plumlee.
Yeah, you think the Bridgeses are hard to remember.
The
How about the
Bridges
Plumlees?
are very hard to remember.
Yeah.
But they have the same names, like Mikal, Michelle, Michelle. I don't know what they are.
Michelle.
Miles. There you go. I don't know. I don't know them. All
You're-
right.
You're miles off there, Josh.
I'm taking the Pistons' future.
All right. I'll take the Timberwolves,
Cool.
and I'll laugh on my
Let's
way to the bank.
rebuild it. Let's rebuild them.
I'm
Let's
down.
do that.
That would
Yeah.
be fun, actually.
Yeah, let's rebuild them.
They need it.
Yeah, they do.
All right. Who's next?
Ray Allen or Klay Thompson? I was about to say Ray Thompson.
Klay Allen. Yeah, I would take. Oh man, this is actually really hard. I would probably take Klay.
I would
'cause,
take Klay.
Klay can play some mean defense.
He can do a bit more than Ray, but I like Ray Allen
Man.
shot more, which is a bit of a hot take.
That's actually they're on par for me in
Yeah.
terms of like actual shooting stroke and how
Yeah.
it looks.
Yeah.
It's hard to beat Klay. He might have one of the smoothest, most efficient, and
Yeah.
quickest releases ever.
I've just always loved watching Ray Allen play.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite players to watch.
Yeah. All right, we both agree about Klay. CJ McCollum or Damian Lillard?
Dame.
I kind of like CJ's game a little bit more because he's more herky-jerky and he has like I don't know, he has like this way of getting away from defenders more.
Yep.
But you can't really argue with Logo Lillard. I mean, in the playoffs, I think it was game 1 against the Lakers, he would come down and it was like they'd set a high screen out near half court. Lillard takes like a strong dribble, pulls up from about 40 feet out. I mean, it's all net. It seems like he never misses them.
Yeah. Well, that's his best shot. It's his
unreal.
most efficient shot.
It's unbelievable.
Which is insane.
Yeah. All right, who's next?
Pau Gasol or Marc Gasol? Prime.
I'll take Marc Gasol.
Same.
Okay.
Comfortably.
I love Pau Gasol's game. He was obviously super important
I
to
like
the
Pau
Lakers,
too.
but I think Marc Gasol just, I don't know, he ticks more boxes if you're trying to build a team.
Yeah.
Especially considering he's a defensive player of the year. In 2013, he won the award, but yeah, very important player. All right, this one's more for you. Jimmy Butler or Bam Adebayo?
Like right now? I'd take
Prime.
Bam. Prime.
Yeah, either one.
I don't think we've seen the best of Bam yet. But if we're talking like prime, right now I'd say Jimmy Butler. If we're talking like right now, who would I take if I had to pick one for my franchise? I'd take Bam.
Man, Bam's one of my 5 favorite players in the league.
Yep.
But if I'm trying to score, which is the name of the game, and I'm trying to win a game overall, I think I might take Jimmy Butler.
You're right.
As much as I love Bam, he's got a mid-range game now. He obviously is a great defensive player, very versatile.
And his free throw percentage, which we were talking about pre-pod, he's gone from 67% free throw to 85.
Outstanding.
Which is incredible.
Shout out to Bam.
You don't understand how hard that is to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, good on him.
Wham, bam. Thank you, Adebayo.
Yeah.
All right, I would take Jimmy there. You'll take Bam. Next.
DeVonte Graham or Terry Rozier?
That's a scary choice. I would probably take Devontae Graham has fallen off a cliff this season. He had a career year last year.
He might have just had like one of those blip seasons where you're just like really good for a year. It's like a flash in the pan.
He was almost like he had a good flow to his game. Yeah, because he averaged like 18 and 8, and obviously career season for him. One of the most improved players last year. I think he was third in the voting or second.
Yep.
I think it was third. And
he was behind Bam, so yeah, he was there.
Yeah, him and Ingram. Bam and Ingram. But yeah, I think I would probably take Rozier.
I would take Terry.
I mean, honestly, either one aren't amazing choices. But if you're going to continue building your team, if you're the Hornets, I think you should continue with Rozier.
Terry's been pretty consistent throughout his career, except for those, that explosion game where he dropped 40 odd, and then the final series where he was Scary Terry.
Yeah.
Outside of them, he's been very much the same player since. So.
Okay.
This one's for you.
Okay.
OG Anunoby or Pascal Siakam?
Siakam.
Yeah.
I'd probably go with OG Anunoby at this point, man.
Wow.
I actually really like Pascal Siakam.
I'd take Spicy P.
But I would take OG because of his defense.
Yeah.
Because he's built like a tank. He can defend 1 through 5. Pascal's really good defensively as well.
The only thing I'd say about Spicy P is his ability to transition and score in transition.
He's quick.
He's one of the best in the league.
He might be one of the fastest 10 players in the league.
Yeah.
Up and
You're
down.
You're probably right.
With or without the ball.
Like with the ball, he moves incredibly quick.
Yep.
He's probably one of the best transition scorers up there with Giannis. So that's where I would give Pascal the edge.
Okay, fair enough. All right, Laker fans, this one's for you. Talen Horton-Tucker or Kyle Kuzma?
Horton-Tucker.
Really?
Yeah.
Already?
I think Kuzma is what he is, whereas Horton-Tucker, you can't cap him yet. You kind of go, well, what's next for Horton-Tucker? Like, what can he actually do?
That's a good point.
You've just seen like flashes in preseason. There are a couple throughout the season. I think if he's given more of an opportunity and handed an organization's keys at that point guard position, we'd really see, what Horton-Tucker's able to do. But that's a gamble. Whereas Kuzma, you know what you're getting. So, and he's shooting over 50% or 50% thereabouts from 3. So, you get that.
Yeah, I would actually probably take Kuzma at this stage just because exactly like you said, we know what he is.
Yep.
Horton-Tucker is a tantalizing prospect.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got like a 7-foot wingspan at 6'4". He can handle the ball. He can shoot. He's pretty good defensively. He's very pesky, getting in the passing lanes and what have you. But I think people are overrating him. I'm sure he'll prove me wrong, but I think we're jumping on everything he did in preseason. He's played well in limited minutes this year in the regular season, but I'm taking Kuzma because I know what he is. He's a good shooter. He's actually a pretty decent defender, and I think there's still room to grow if he was to go somewhere else. On this Laker team, he has his role, and that's where I think we know what he is. Yep. He's a known commodity at this point.
Yep.
All right. Next.
Only 2-pointers or 4-pointers without threes. So you'd turn the 3-point line into the 2-point line. You'd stretch it all the way out to the 4-point line, which would be up near the logo.
You wouldn't even have a 3-point line.
No,
or a 2-point
it'd be
line.
all 2.
All 2-pointers, yeah.
Until the 4.
Or just 2-pointers. Man, this one shouldn't take too much thought, but I would probably go with the 4-pointers without threes.
I agree.
If you're going to incorporate 4-pointers, it makes it a bit harder because obviously you have to be really good at that shot from that far out.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it makes the strategy of the game even harder because you got to get good 2-point shots. Nobody's going to be shooting from 30 feet.
Yeah.
You're going to get closer to the basket. I actually think that would make skill. You could argue that would bring the big man back because it's like, why would we bother with getting 3-point shooters from 24 feet out?
Well, it'd increase Damian Lillard's value, Steph Curry's value, and
Porzingis.
Your standard shooters, Porzingis.
He loves to shoot from deep.
Latvian Laser, Duncan Robinson.
How have we haven't mentioned the Latvian Laser in ages, so thanks for bringing that up.
That's
I appreciate it.
I thought he deserved a mention there. So that'd increase their value. But yeah, I think the thing that would make the most sense would be if you had that option is take the 4-pointers because you still want to see players pull up from the logo because who doesn't love to see that? And also see Steph Curry go off for 10 3-pointers.
Yeah.
Which you wouldn't get. They'd be 4-pointers, but you get the idea.
Yeah, this is an absolutely absurd scenario, but I would probably take 4-pointers without threes. Just knock off 3-pointers.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. This one I thought was pretty interesting because you've mentioned to me before, if I'm not mistaken, that T-Mac is your favorite player of all time.
He is.
So would you take prime T-Mac, Tracy McGrady, or prime Kevin Durant?
Man, this is a tough one.
It is.
Far as what I would like to watch more, prime T-Mac.
Yeah.
Because prime T-Mac going off, there's nothing better than seeing T-Mac just get whatever he wants wherever he wants it.
He's fun to watch.
But Kevin Durant has that kind of impact too. I just don't think that he had the same or has the same kind of swagger about the way he played. Like T-Mac would not be on the court for 3 quarters, and then the 4th quarter would turn up, they'd be down by 3, and all of a sudden T-Mac would turn on and he'd be a completely different animal.
Knocking down jumpers.
Kevin Durant gets the ball, fade away, fade away, fade away, and then he's in rhythm, and then that's it. Like that, the rest of the game is the same sort of story.
He's shockingly consistent.
Yeah,
Durant is.
Whereas T-Mac, if he turned it on, that was it. Like, see you later. There's no one guarding T-Mac.
Yeah, that's a good one. I would probably take, if I'm taking a player, it has to be Durant. But I like your take about how if you want to watch somebody, you'd probably take T-Mac. That's a good point. But I'm taking KD.
I don't blame you.
KD's going to win you a game.
If I was on a franchise and I had that option, I'd take Kevin Durant. But from a spectator's point of view and from my point of view, there's nothing better than seeing T-Mac on fire.
It's pretty good.
All right. Mike Breen or Kevin Harlan?
Man, these are... I think these are the 2 best basketball announcers of all time.
Yeah.
Marv Albert used to be the number 1, but he's really saddled his reputation with some pretty poor announcing, to say the least. But Mike Breen or Kevin Harlan, man, Kevin Harlan has a better voice to me, but Mike Breen might be a better...
More iconic.
Yeah, I mean, the bang call is exactly iconic.
The most iconic call in basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's perfect in big moments.
Yep.
I think Kevin Harlan has some pretty iconic stuff in his own right. He likes to say, "With no regard for human life."
Yeah, I don't. That's not as good as Bang.
No, it's not.
It's good, but it's not as good as Bang.
Bang is very succinct. It's very like poignant at the right time, not a big shot. So I would, man.
And he also has that bang. Like it's not the bang call, but you're like, you almost did it.
Yeah.
You almost did it, Breeny.
There's different levels to it. There's like the screaming like game winner bang, and then there's like
bang.
the bang. If somebody hits a dagger.
Bang.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Like, damn.
Yeah.
And then he's also got like the casual first quarter, first shot. It goes in on from 3. He's like, bang.
Just goes bang.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'd say Breeny. Mike
Breeny?
Breen. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go with Harlan. I actually really like Harlan for announcing games. It's
really one of the... longest conversations we've had about non-basketball related people ever.
You're not wrong.
Oh, they are related, but you get what we're trying to say.
Yeah.
All right, this one's for me, I think.
This is this is kind of for you, but I want to take my 2 cents on it.
Okay.
All right, Myers Leonard or Kelly Olynyk?
KO.
Just
not
that
even
fast.
close, man. It's not even close.
You mean you don't want Myers Leonard to not protect the rim at 7'1"?
I don't. I don't.
Okay.
Kelly Olynyk's 7 foot, but I think Kelly Olynyk. This is where I draw the line.
Okay.
Myers Leonard is 7'1", weighs about 30 more pounds than Kelly Olynyk. Is built
He's
like
a tank.
A brick house.
Yeah.
And Kelly Olynyk is an interesting Euro kind of player where he creates off the dribble at 7 foot. He can pull up from pretty much anywhere in the half court. He's really good on the catch and shoot. Whereas Myers Leonard is hesitant to shoot, doesn't drive.
He's a bit stiff.
And he can be hard to watch sometimes. He's frustrating to watch more than anything.
Yeah.
I would prefer to have Myers Leonard on the sideline as a cheerleader than I would to have, KO not on the court.
I know what you mean about Myers. It's sort of like there's not a smoothness to his game. It's almost like when he gets the ball, he has to calculate what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
It's not instinctual for him.
Yeah.
Almost like he was plucked out of somewhere because he was tall. Like, hey, go play basketball.
Yeah.
But
he has really good range, but he doesn't shoot enough, and that's his biggest problem. Like, he could finish games. He'd play 30 minutes last year for us. He hasn't played a lot this year, and that's, protocol related and also injury related. But he has a lot of range, doesn't shoot enough, holds the ball, can hold up the offense, doesn't play physical defense like he should. He can affect shots, but he just doesn't do it enough. Whereas Kelly Olynyk could come out and put up, high 20s, a bit of a flamethrower like that. Put up 11 boards and also 8 assists. He likes to share the ball. So
he has a well-rounded game.
I'd take
would
KO.
Definitely take Olynyk as well.
Yep.
All right, next up we got
John Wall or Victor Oladipo.
So this is for the Rocket fans out there. At this stage, Oladipo hasn't really been integrated enough into the Rocket system to make an impact.
He dropped 20 yesterday or the day before.
The Rockets are kind of playing a freelance game from the looks of it. They have a lot of sort of mismatched pieces, in my opinion.
It's a work in progress.
It's a work in progress. I still think they have a lot of potential this season as is, if they can get it together.
Mm-hmm.
But just between those two, if you had to move forward with the franchise, I would probably take John Wall because he has a playoff history of performing well, bringing half-decent teams up with his performances and his playmaking, court vision, leadership. Obviously, coming off the Achilles injury, everyone had concerns about him, but he showed out really well this season.
And he plays really well on defense still, which was probably the biggest concern, that lateral movement. But he's been really good at locking up some of the best point guards in the league. So
still got it.
I'd take John Wall too.
Okay. All right, next up, a couple rookies here. Cole Anthony or Peyton Pritchard?
This is a good one. I'd take Cole Anthony.
Okay. I thought you were going to say Peyton Pritchard.
Purely from his ability to perform in the clutch, but they both kind of have that. But yeah, Cole Anthony's just a bit more entertaining, bit more creative on the dribble.
Shifty.
Peyton Pritchard has played a role for Boston, so it'll be interesting to see how they turn out. But yeah, Cole Anthony looks like he has a better upside.
Okay. No, I think he definitely does have a higher upside. It's interesting that they both have game winners as a rookie.
Yeah.
So good for them.
Yeah. A 2-point tip-in versus a 3-point dagger.
Yeah.
I know which one I'd take.
I'm going to play a bit of contrarian and take Peyton Pritchard.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because I like his sort of shiftiness and his craftiness.
He's one of the steals of the draft to this point.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He was in our top 5 for the power rankings, so good for him.
Yeah.
He took Cole Anthony's spot.
He did.
All right. Next up, who do we got?
Tyrese Maxey or Emmanuel Quickly? That's Kentucky v. Kentucky.
Yeah. So I actually didn't realize Quickly had played for Kentucky until I looked this one up, but I knew Maxey was. Yeah, he was a transfer.
Yeah.
This is a really tough one. Again, rookies. I would probably take
2 steals.
Yeah, 2 steals in the draft. I would probably take Maxey on the back of his. I mean, it was a special game where he had to take a lot of shots, but his 39-point performance against the Nuggets, I believe, was pretty special to watch. You've pointed out to me he has one of the best floaters already in the league.
Yeah.
I've actually
one of the hardest floaters to guard.
Yeah, I've actually seen similar stuff from Quickly, so I think they must have worked on it together.
Yeah, Quickly's got a really good floater too. He does. Yeah. And he's good. He's probably better defensively than Maxey. Quickly's shown a lot of ability to get steals and anticipation on passes.
Yeah, he's been good.
Yeah, I'd take Maxey though.
Okay, yeah, we agree on Maxey. All right, Brandon Ingram or Jason Tatum?
This is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. I thought that was an easy answer. I'd take Ingram.
Okay, elaborate.
I thought that Ingram was probably the least deserving of a max contract when that whole situation came out. And that's not saying he didn't deserve the money. He's done a lot in his career to get to this point. It was just that he hadn't made the playoffs. He hadn't shown that he could lead a franchise before. I think he's shown that now. I think to this point in the season, Brandon Ingram is the guy for the Pelicans. And he's scored in so many different ways, has shown a real ability to get guys open when he has the ball in his hands.
Good playmaker.
I'd take Ingram over Tatum. I think Tatum has a long way to go before he is the guy in Boston. He's been handed the keys this year with Kemba Walker out. He's been the guy that has the ball in his hands a lot more. Defenses know it. They've shut him down to this point of the season. So I'd take Ingram.
I wouldn't say they've shut him down, but they've definitely adjusted to his game a little bit. He's been more hard-pressed to score, so to speak.
They've forced bad shots on Tatum.
He loves to take a bad shot, Jason Tatum. Not going to lie. He loves a bad shot.
The fadeaway threes are pretty ordinary at the moment.
I think I might agree with you, even though I love Tatum's game. They both have such a good feel for the game at such a young age.
Yeah.
They're very smooth, great scorers, great playmakers. I believe Tatum is scoring a bit more per game, but Ingram is, in fact, a great playmaker.
Yep.
He's a good point forward.
Yep.
So I would take Ingram as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. All right.
That's controversial. I think people will hate us for that one.
Yeah. Those that live in Boston might hate us.
Yeah.
Boston. Okay, next one.
One more ref or one less ref?
Yeah. So I thought of this one randomly, and I thought it'd be interesting to talk about.
Yep.
I honestly think we give the refs a lot of flack. There's 3 of them out there.
Such a hard job.
Yeah. Usually
I
they have
wouldn't want
one
it.
on each sideline, and then somebody's roaming the baseline, or maybe half court if they want to be on the other side. But I feel like if you had another ref in there, it would get a bit congested, even though more eyes could lead to better officiating, theoretically.
You'd think that. I think more succinct calls are better. I think having one guy just stand there and make the call that he sees, and then adding more coaches' challenges would be the way to handle it, is just be like, okay, you're the referee. Like, there's one guy on the court, and that's it.
So you're saying one ref?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you that tells me you'd rather have
One less.
one less. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there should be one. I think that's it. That's all you need.
I was actually going to say I would take one less ref as well. I wouldn't
Yeah.
go as far as having one guy out there because he
Yeah.
would get mauled by people on
He'd
bad
be
calls.
fine. He'd be right. That's what security's for. That's the Aussie way of handling everything. He'll be right.
Yeah, she'll be right, mate.
He'll be right.
Okay, so one less ref. All right, next, Derek White or Lonnie Walker the fourth. Both Spurs, both
I think Derek
backcourt.
White.
Okay.
Derek White. Better leader to this point in his career.
Right.
I think Lonnie Walker has a good upside. He's probably got a lot more improvement to be made in his game. Has definitely shown his ability to learn and change his game to adjust to the NBA.
Yeah.
But yeah, Derek White is a guy that you'd want coming off your bench as a leader, just to be like, he's the point guard, the leader. He's the one that we want, as the backup here. That's how I see him. Like, however everyone else sees him, that's your opinion. But I'd take Derek White over Lonnie Walker.
Okay. So watching both of them, White does have a little bit better leadership skills. I would agree with that, and maybe a better fit for the Spurs particularly. I would take Lonnie Walker because I like his athleticism. I like his potential as a two-way guard, so defense, offense. And he's got some exciting dunks, man. I love watching him play.
Yeah.
He doesn't get enough minutes at this stage, I think, to really show what he's capable of. And that's going to come with time. But yeah, I think in the right situation, maybe even the Spurs, I would definitely take Lonnie Walker as the lead guard for my team.
That's fine.
All right. So this is a review I thought I would throw at you because we've done this in the first Who Would You Rather?
Yeah.
Brad Beal or Devin Booker. Now, I remember
said Devin Booker, not even close.
You said Devin Booker, not even close.
Yeah.
And Brad Beal heard that and said, watch this. And he's gone off. He's leading the league in scoring. So the floor is yours, Josh.
Brad Beal, not even close.
Oh, God.
How 2 months change a lot
It's good to hear you've come around.
in the NBA.
When he comes around.
Brad Beal is one of the best scorers in the league right now.
So
the
fun to
best
watch.
scorer in the league right now. But his ability to get to his shot is,
Outstanding.
it's second to none. And even with Russ Westbrook on the team, he's still managed to, create his own shot and make sure that he gets the touches he needs. And I think that's testament to Westbrook as well, kind of going, well, clearly I'm not the best player on this roster, and giving Brad Beal those touches. So I want to see him on a new franchise, just putting it out there.
Absolutely.
But yeah, Brad Beal at the moment is the better option.
Cough, cough, Denver Nuggets, cough, cough.
Or
I'd love to
Miami.
see- maybe. Does he fit
Miami.
that culture?
Yeah.
Can he handle
100%.
it?
Yeah.
I'm sure he
100%.
can.
He's just got to put up with Jimmy Butler.
And Udonis Haslem.
Yeah, and Bam, actually. Bam has got
Okay.
a temper to him.
Does he?
Yeah, he
Oh, I
goes
didn't know
off
that.
on the sideline.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, he goes off.
I know Udonis is known to smack a few heads in. But
Oh, yeah, UD, the OG, is he's not one to be played with.
he don't play.
No. Who you got, though?
Actually, he literally doesn't play.
No, he doesn't. He's the captain, but he's not going on that court.
I would play. I would pick Brad Beal as well.
Okay.
I mean, that's an easy one.
Yeah.
But in the first edition, I picked Beal. I just love his game. I love how smooth he shoots the ball. It's just so fun to watch him play and get his shot off.
That's my bad. I apologize, Brad.
Booker wasn't a bad pick. He just hasn't played as well.
Yeah, I really thought Booker had come out this year with a point guard and just dominate. I really did. I thought he'd take his game to the next level.
Free him up a bit to score. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, he's kind of... I think they're trying to work out that cohesion. They're still winning games, so they're not doing anything wrong. It's just you want to see Booker take that next step with a lead point guard.
I agree, yeah. All right, next up, who we got?
Markelle Fultz or Lonzo Ball?
Okay, now this is considering Markelle Fultz healthy. Obviously, he injured his ACL recently. Full strength, prime Markelle Fultz or Lonzo Ball. I would probably take Lonzo Ball because I like his versatility. Markelle has a good game.
I'd take Fultz.
Okay. I would take Lonzo because I like his defense. I love his passing.
Fultz is good on D.
He's all right on D.
He's got good length, 6'5", very athletic.
Yep.
They're actually...
very similar.
Well, I wouldn't say very... They're kind of similar.
Physically.
Athletically, they're similar. And, Lonzo's known for his full court passing. His passing in the half court has gotten better over time.
Yeah.
But again, he's kind of stayed stagnant in his scoring ability since he came into the league. He improved a little bit, and then it's just that's it. The 10 points mark is about what you'll get from Lonzo. Whereas Markelle is someone you can, he's an energizer on offense. You put him out there, and he's going to get the shots he wants.
Yeah.
And I think we're seeing that more now. His comfort with Orlando, he's definitely turning around.
Yeah, I think with those two, the thing is you have to decide if you want a point guard, a traditional point guard, or if you want a more modern scoring lead guard from Markelle Fultz. Because Lonzo is definitely a traditional point guard.
Yeah.
He's got more size than the usual. Like back in the day, he might be like 6'1", 6'2", whatever. But he's about 6'6", great length. But he's such a good passer, and he's got great court vision. Markelle has a ways to go, in my opinion, in terms of court vision. But he is still a good prospect. I would take Lonzo for sure.
Yep.
All right, next, Kyrie Irving or James Harden?
Come on.
Yeah, we already know your answer.
Yeah.
Definitely James Harden.
Definitely. Even though I'm not happy about it. Like, I want to make it clear. I would take almost anyone over Kyrie, only because of his leadership issues. But James Harden's kind of in the same boat. I just know who I would prefer.
Yeah, I think you would pick somebody with one arm over Kyrie Irving.
That's right.
But yeah.
I'd take me over Kyrie. That's probably a nicer way to put it.
Maybe we'll put that in the next one.
Yep. You or Kyrie? Me.
Yeah, definitely.
Me.
I would take James for sure, just because I like that he has more size and he can get his shot off a little bit easier.
He's better defensively too.
Yeah,
which
definitely.
is, not hard when you're coming up against Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
All right, next one. This one's for you, mate. This is probably the hardest decision you'll ever have to make in your life. Klay Thompson or Duncan Robinson?
Well, I can feel you staring at me because there's a right and a wrong answer in your head. I would probably take Matt Thomas. We're folding the podcast.
I quit. Wrap it up.
I'm going to take...
Wrap it up.
Just because I love Josh, I'm going to take Duncan Robinson. He's a great player. Klay Thompson has bad knees. Duncan Robinson doesn't. Enough said.
Duncan Robinson is the GOAT. Freedom of speech or Duncan Robinson? Which one would you prefer?
I'm not going to lie. I do like the ability to say what I like and say what I feel. So I'll probably take freedom of speech in
God damn it.
Pretty hot
What
take.
is this? It has to be Duncan. Like, if you had your team and you said, all right, you can't talk freely amongst yourselves.
I'm talking in life.
Or, no.
Freedom of speech in life outside of basketball. You walk down the street or whatever.
Or Duncan doesn't exist and I can never see Duncan play again.
Yeah.
Duncan.
Oh my God.
Duncan. All right.
You're a confirmed fascist.
That is it for the Shootaround podcast this week. Thank you very much for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe. Tell your friends about us. Shorter episode this week. Let us know if you prefer the shorter episodes or the longer ones. We're open to your opinions.
Yeah.
Thank you again for tuning in. We'll catch you next week. Macca, have you got anything to add?
No. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. See you next week.
See you guys. Thank you.